-2. Yep, it's a cold one on the trail this morning, but the weather outside is gorgeous. The scenery, little dusting of frost, looks beautiful, but it's going to be a cold one. So let me get my gear and bring you back in a minute. Oh, welcome back to the trail. Wow, what a morning, guys. What an absolute morning. It's about -2, as I said before. Bitterly cold, but as you can see, morning. Clear blue skies, sun's just come up. Good, it's good to be out. Positive this morning, very positive. So we're heading north. Not far from where we started at Jubilee Tower last week. We're heading north to Marjorie's Hill. We're going to follow the grouse butts up onto the moors and then go east towards Wardstone. We're going to go all the way across, come back round. 12 miler. Got me a big flask today because I knew this morning it'd be a cold one. But we've got this weather for the rest of the day. Going to enjoy it. Hopefully get some good miles in and scratch off some more of the Bowland Fells, because that's where we are, the Bowland Fells again. So yeah, let's get after it, eh? So right now I'm on a permissible path. You can see it's all track heading north. I wonder if it's to sorry, I wonder if it's for the grouse shooting. I just saw a Land Rover come this way, so I'm hoping there's no active grouse shooting. That would screw up my plans because there's no other settlements up here. There's no real farming going on. So we'll see, I guess. Might even find out how they regulate that area of the moorland when there's grouse shooting. Flags, what? Cool. Whew. Anyway, warming up now, getting a bit of pace on, so I don't rush to put layers on. Only got my usual, but I didn't rush to put the down jacket on. Thought I might as well suffer for a bit until I get warmed up. So nice gradual slope up, plenty to see. Camera's been snapping, and yeah, so far so good. It's not giving any bad weather for today, so I'm quite hopeful. And tomorrow's going to be a day of rest. Maybe do some editing. Maybe just sit on my backside. These blighters are always a bit tricky, especially when there's ice. Yeah. There we go. New addition to the belt, a dump pouch. Got some belly jeans in it. How'd I get all orange? What are the chances of that? Oh. Oh. Basically just a giant pocket. Usually used by the military and airsoft players and stuff like that. just to dump a magazine in while you change, rather than trying to faff it back into a pouch. Well, I need that for snacks. Glorious. What a blessing. So you can see this little raised bit of something, whatever you call it, feature. That's Jubilee Tower, where we started last time. Slippery turnstile, open gate. Slippery turnstile, open gate. Thankfully the Land Rover did not lock it up. Beats that thing. I know it's not called a turnstile. Ladder frame. Ooh, it's an abandoned digger down there. Anyway, the Land Rover's heading that way. Just saw him. Don't know what he's doing. I don't think we're going that way. You can see the track here carrying on north. Hey, it is quite literally a luncheon hall. Must be for the grass shooters. Oh, I might as well make use of it. I'll shed a layer. I think I'll keep the jacket, but ditch the sweater. Sweater. It's going to get cold up on the top. There we go. Sorry, just chewing on a Billie Jean. Billie Jean! Our Land Rover friend went up there. And off over the fell. These are weird. Clouds hitting the top of the fell and sort of sloping down. Proper weird. Chewing noises. Right, we're heading that way. Up to the cabin flat, it's called. Well, that's the luncheon hall. I didn't say so before. Right, at the cabin flat, I'm going to start our eastern leg. I think we've done about 2 miles now. Nice gentle start. So that is where we're heading. That's Wardstone. That's where we've come from. So 2.5 miles perhaps. Put it out of the way of the sun. There we go. Yeah, 2.5 miles done. Cabin flat coming up. Eastern turn. But yeah, a bit warm. But it's not warm. If you spend a lot of time outdoors, you're warm. You can feel your core body temperature rising because of the climb, but your skin's cold. So I'm very dubious to start doing any more with my layers. I've took my sweater off, and that's about it. That's all I'm prepared to do. I think I'll just suffer a bit of sweat, a bit of condensation, because I know once I'm on the flat, it's going to go cold again. So the plan is, and it's only a penciled plan, we're grabbing Wardstone, but we can break off, grab another fell, maybe half a mile in one direction. I've looked at the topography and it's quite achievable. I think it's Marradale, but I'll check the map nearer the time. And I would like to try and bag both of them so I don't have to come back, because I can access it from the other side of the Bowland Fell, this area, but it means another trip. And you see, it's very close, so I can grab it. If I can't grab it or it looks sketchy, I'm not going to bother. As per the Wainwrights, when I thought that might have been a plan to grab one of the neighbouring fells, and it just didn't work out. So we'll see. We'll assess it when we get there. But there's the grass butts. These little stone structures, a bit better than the last ones we saw. Well, yeah, cabin flat up ahead. I like this. So we got our arrow. Yeah, not really a footpath, but I can just see, I'm pretty sure, I will double check. And if I'm wrong, it's going to come up under the screen. Ingleborough and Whernside, part of the Yorkshire peaks. And if you ever do them, it's the Yorkshire 3 peaks. We'll be doing them this year. Again, third time's a charm. Yeah, 24 miles, the Yorkshire 3 peaks. Ingleborough, Whernside, Pennygent. We'll do them for the video. Long day that, a long day. Yeah, I was spot on. Ingleborough, you can tell because it has a sort of shelf to it. Whernside's obviously, from the direction we're looking at it, it's off to the left. And then Pennygent's just to the right and then behind from the view we're looking. Well, Ingleborough is very distinctive. You can always tell what it looks like. But yeah, here we are. Got some fell runner tracks, which is promising. So I'm just trying to follow the natural sort of path that's been made. Got our bog moss again, all frozen over, but we've got cairns to guide us, so we will keep an eye out for those. Good to be on the flat though, instead of climbing, I'll tell you that. There we go, negotiation time. Cairn on the map must mean white stick. I can see a sort of trail snaking up there. Bloody wind turbines. Well, it did warn that it will be a cloudy day with intervals of sunshine. Here's the cloud. Oh wow, did it get cold quick. I just stopped and threw my sweater back on. And obviously my neck warmer, gloves. Oh, there's a proper cold breeze, I'm sure you can tell. What a change. Over there, sunshine. It looks like it'll pass. We're not bothered, we're out, we're on the trail. And it gives the Wardstone a gloomy and ominous look, which seems quite appropriate. I'll mention more in a minute. We'll talk about Wardstones. So yeah, approaching the 4 mile mark now. On this map I kind of gave every single mile a marker just to see how I feel about it. It took a lot of work. Well, not a lot of work, is it? It's just on the tablet, marking them out. Let's see if it helps improve mental health on the trail, eh? But yeah, and we're not far. Going quite swift. I shouldn't really say that, but yeah. I've only got that bit to do. I've got that big flask, so I'm excited for a brew. I really am. Brewing a bicky. Brewing a bicky! No intermittent fasting this week. My mum gave me a good telling off. Said I shouldn't do that kind of silly stuff. But it was a one-off, Mum. Sorry. But yeah, got some food today, got a wrap. Had a good breakfast. I knew it was going to be a tough one today, so sort of the first big mileage this year. We gained about an extra hour, I noticed, in daylight, so we're getting better. We're getting there. Spring will be upon us soon. Well, Wardstone's disappeared. Somewhere up there. In the clouds. We're not far from the trig point now of Wardstone. See? It's the wind, it's a bit icy. But most of the Wardstone's covered in fog now. Great. What a variety of weather so far. It's not giving rain, so I'm not bothered. I was just debating whether to stop for a brew, but being so close to the trig point, I might as well carry on. Yeah, push on. Definitely have a brew though. Don't want to over push. Enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah. Not far now. Yeah. Apparently Wardstone is the highest point in the Bowland Fells. It's clearly trying to prove itself. Just up this bit, apparently there's 2 trig points. I've not really checked, but apparently a kilometre apart, so that's how broad this stretch is. So we'll have a look at the map when we get up there, give a bit more information. Well, the view would have been spectacular. Anyway, boosh. So it sounds worse than it is. It's a bit blustery, but I think I'll have a brew up here. Mop my face and have a belly jean. Belly jean, not mine over. Yeah. So, highest point in the Bowland Fells. I'll go find the other trig once I've had a brew. That's the plan. be honest, wasn't expecting hailstone. BBC lied to me. Still having my brew though. It's quite sheltered, this little rocky cove. Not so warm though. Just hear it blinking off my stuff. Oh, it will be what it will be. Oh yeah. One of these as well. Bad lads. So the plan is to head up to High Stevens Head and grab that while we're here, and then see what the possibility of heading over to Mallowdale Pike would be. It's about 2 clicks. Definitely get High Stevens Head, but I'm not sure about Mallowdale, so I would like to, but we'll have to see, and then come back and rejoin the path and basically get off the fell. Next thing to come across is the second cairn, what we called trig points, that thing, you know what I mean? Second trig point, it is about a click that way, it's on the path, and then we'll break off to High Stevens Head. High Stevens Head. Yeah, I'm going to finish this brew first. Why it's called Wardstone, no idea. Wardstone's generally from sort of down mythological roads of people carving runes on them and offering sacrifices on them and hoping it would please these pagan gods. Site of a lot of witchcraft usually. This, no history really, as far as I know. If anybody knows any different, comment below, but we just call it the Wardstone. Highest point in the Forest of Bowland, or the Bowland Fells. Yeah. So there we are, peering in the gloom is the next trig point. As you can see, visibility's maybe 10, 15 metres. So quite tricky navigating, but don't need to cover that again. But all the tools are available. So yeah, we're going to grab that, head over to High, what did I say? High Stevens Head. High Stevens Head, High Stevens Head. High Stevens Head. Bitterly cold. I'm holding off on layers. Next step is to put another sweater on. And then I've got my down jacket. But there was a meme on Instagram. And it was a picture of like a pie chart. And 99% of the pie chart was one colour, and that colour was stuff in my backpack I don't use, and then a 1% slice, which was stuff I do. And a lot of people agreed with it. Oh, what the heck, man? We've had this discussion. There's nothing in my pack that hasn't been used or doesn't get used. Right, I was thinking the other day, why do I take a down jacket, why do I take a sweater and this green coat? This is why. I've got options. It gives me confidence that I don't have to worry about the temperature or the cold. I've got all the layers to put on. Must be sub-zero up here. Look at that weird thing, it's like a wave. Can't really see it. So yeah, if you're one of the people who agreed with that meme and that's your backpack, man alive, strip it apart, go watch my video on loadouts. Shouldn't be anything in your pack you don't use. If you haven't used it for 6 months of hiking, get rid. Everything, my water filter, what else, apart from a first aid kit, which obviously we don't want to be using, do we? It's only there in emergencies. But yeah, get rid. It's not needed, get rid. I know I carry this massive backpack, which is massive to most people, it's not to me. And I've got my belt kit as well. Well, that's just convenience. I just like playing with gear. But everything's usable. It's all usable. Especially my belly jeans. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. If 99% of your backpack is full of stuff you don't use, you need to reassess your backpack. Get it emptied, go through it, figure out what you use and what you don't use. Take out what you don't use. I mean don't as in ever used. Not stuff you could potentially use. Don't throw out your jumpers and your down jackets and your spare socks. Watch my video. Boosh. And if you didn't know already, them's the rules. It's part of the GPS network. It's an offence to damage it. Ring the helpline if you do. July 1999. Party like it's 1999. Woo. Sorry. Anyway, it's another one bagged. So those two make up the Wardstone. This big stretch of, as you can see, a rocky outcrop. Very flat up here. I learned something before. Red grass is an indicator of bog moss and all that nonsense. And you can see loads of it. Looks like Mars. And yeah, trail's difficult. I mean, what is difficult? It's in the eye of the beholder, really. It's not easy if you're a first-time hiker. It's moderately difficult. It's not the hardest I've ever done. And treacherous terrain. Is it dog friendly? Depends on the dog. So yeah, you don't come up here with your little handbag and your orange and 500 mils of water. But yeah, a reasonably good hike up here. And I've come from Tarnbrook side, and I'll be coming off the eastern side, which we'll talk about nearer the time. But yeah, if you're looking to do Wardstone, yeah, expect a challenge. It's quite a challenge to get up here, and as you can see, weather's a bit iffy. So right, High Stevens Head, enough talk. Let's make the most of this boost of energy I've got. Let's get that bagged and make a decision about Malladale. Reminds me as well of doing the Wainwrights. All this fog. So that was Greymare and Foal, and then up to Queen's Chair. I have no idea where these names come from, or who picks them. Odd. They're just names of features. But we're going to find a fence here with a track running off northeast to High Stevens Chair. Let's see how walkable it is. Make a decision then. Anyway, here we are. So that's our way off. And that's the way to High Stevens Head. So let's give that a spin, see what happens. There is a path already there, which is a good sign. I just realised it's a seat. That's why it's called the Queen's Chair. So that is Rushbed Gutter, and it's a sort of very small trickling stream that runs to sort of 4 sort of outlets, and that's one of them. I've crossed 3, but to get around this one, such a massive detour. You can see where I want to get with the fence. I don't really want to get any further off course than I am already. I'm definitely not risking crossing it because it looks deep, but I'll give that one more try. Failing that, we're going back, pick up the trail and abandon Mallardale definitely, and High Stevens Head. And we're starting to get a bit of snow as well, quite cool, but I'm not taking any risks up here. You can see where the reeds are sort of coming up, this sort of tall grass. You can see where the water is, and it's just stretching on into the fog there, so I can't see me getting across it anytime soon. Not to worry, not taking risks on my own. I'm going to head back. So, one more look over that way. If not, I'm going back. Alright, done deal. Yeah, definitely abandon that. The ground is just saturated, as you can see by the red grass. And I was putting my feet down and the water was just coming straight up, and it's only a matter of time before I made a wrong step, bunk down, and I'm only halfway through the trail, which would have meant sub-zero temperatures, drenched. Would have been a serious situation. So no, we're not taking the risk. We're now heading back to the Queen's Chair. We're going to take a eastern turn and get off the fell now. We'll come back another day, eh guys? We'll get them to Mallardale and High Stevens Head, but we'll come from the other side, come up the other way. And that's the thing. So this fences usually on moorland have a track next to them, black dots, but it's not an official footpath. So although it's technically classed as a track or a path, you don't know what you're going to get. And so like this, I can see there is a trail. People have used it, but what they did when they got to the Rushbed Brook or whatever it's called, anybody's guess. So yep, back up we go. Let's start our, what they call it, last leg, whatever. We'll have a brew when we get off the fell. And me wrap, me cheese and ham wrap. Cheese and ham. Right, so that's Queen's Chair past. We're going to head down to Townbrook Fell. I made a correction to myself now. I said before I'd started and come up from Townbrook Fell. I didn't. Came from Marjorie's hillside, and I'll be coming down Townbrook Fell, following the grass butts. There's a permissible path, and then pick up the main road to walk back to where I parked the car on a circular clockwise route. So I'm going to carry on here, just really crack on up ahead to the 7 mile mark, but obviously that would have included High Stevens Head. We've cut that off, so we're probably looking at the 6 mile mark. I'm just hoping that we're not getting any more of this boggy marshland. We're just going to get some good trail. I'm hoping. So you can see here we are again. Means we've got water, but thankfully, because this is an actual path, we can get around it. I've really been on my downtime playing that Death Stranding. I think I've mentioned it before. Some people refer to it as hiking simulator, but it's not. It's a science fiction piece about a guy, basically the postman, if you're familiar with the old 1960s, 1970s book that got made into a Kevin Costner film. It's that kind of thing, and what's happened, it's an apocalypse, but apocalypse because of the Death Stranding, which is when the barrier between life and death, the living and the dead, have merged. And so there's all sorts of weird phenomena. And so this game is you going around delivering packages. I'm going to get this done here. It's not shaping up well, this trail. It really is not. I did read that blog post, just caught sight of a guy complaining that coming from Bowland Fells side it would be like this, and I was hoping against hope that it wouldn't be. Otherwise it's a complete U-turn and back the way I came. See, as I was saying, the premise of the game is you moving around trying to reconnect America, just falling apart, and so you get these encounters with the dead, so the spirits of the afterlife that have come through, and they're quite hostile. Nobody knows quite what's going on, but it spends a lot of time exploring sort of Eastern mysticism and philosophy, and it just amazed me, though I'm enjoying the game, they sort of delve into these ideas but just have no evidence whatsoever. This bizarre view of the afterlife, which isn't based on science or, you know, actual anecdotal evidence or historical accounts. It's just traditions passed down from generation to generation, very moulded as it's gone. Whereas something like Christianity has years of history and archaeology behind it, actual people, actual events that are verifiable. And you're like, how many people believe in karma? Well, there's no evidence for it, and in fact quite the contrary. The idea of you paying off a karmic debt is bonkers. So you can reincarnate as a better being. Meanwhile, that encourages you not to give to the poor or to care for the needy, because you're stopping them from paying off their debt through suffering. The more you suffer, the more debt you pay off. So if you alleviate someone's suffering in karmic debt, you've basically done them a problem. You've hurt them, because they need to suffer to pay off debt. Otherwise they won't get reincarnated better, they'll go down. It's just bonkers. No evidence for it whatsoever, none. Well, people will readily believe that, but then laugh at the idea of Christianity, about Jesus Christ being a genuine person in history, came, predicted his own death, fulfilled countless prophecies that are provable, written hundreds of years before he was even born, and then says, kill me and I'll be back 3 days later. Lo and behold, he's back 3 days later. We've got the evidence to show that people there at the time all saw the same thing. Try to get their heads around it. It's bonkers. So I'm playing this game wondering, do they actually believe this Eastern stuff? Maybe you guys do, I don't know. If you're going to believe something, at least make sure you've got evidence to believe it. Do your homework, investigate, find out. Plenty of resources out there, thanks to the internet. If you're looking into Christianity, you want Lee Strobel's The Case for Christ, I'll link it down below. There's videos, there's books on it, and that'll give you the actual historical evidence for the case for Christianity. So you're not just believing in a myth or a story handed down, you're believing in actual events, an actual Jesus Christ, an actual God who does exist and can be proven. So yeah, do some work, it's not hard. Solid ground. I think we've got a couple of gates there. Let's see where we are on the map, decide our direction. Oh, we want neither of those, thankfully. We're going to follow the wall. It's a grey crag. Yeah, that would be our 7 mile mark. How many have we lost? 5 miles, 6. About 1.5 miles lost from that detour we didn't do. So so we're probably on 6, we can knock them out. I'm not that bothered at the moment. I'm going to follow this track at least two miles from here to there. Start coming off the fell. It's quite a steep drop at the grouse butts, but again it's permissible path, so I'm expecting a trail. But that was hard going, so if you're going to do Bloodstone, don't come from Tarnbrook Fell, come from the other side, the western side. On the other side of that rock you can see some proper lines carved into it, just worn into it, you know what I mean. The cloud ain't giving up. Now some clear sky over there. Oh dear. Feels like a trig point. It's not, it's just a cairn. Pile of rocks, so it is. Oh, bleak. So I've just spent some time with the map, even got the compass out, just to double check what my phone was telling me. What it's telling me is this fence isn't even on the map. And I failed to see how that is, because I thought this fence was the fence with the path. I've even got the path here. Well no, probably where those two gates are, another path's been put in. I mean, it couldn't have been back then because of the wall. But these have been put in either, the only explanation is this is recent, so it doesn't look it, or the phone GPS is a mile out, or it's just not on the map, which is an absolute nuisance because it's clear that other people have followed it as well. We even got a little footpath marker. So I was following the river. I'm following phone, compass and map, and I'm heading in the direction I want to head, which is the most important thing. My landmark I'm looking for is a track, an actual roady track, which is on the map. So if this phone is telling me right, the direction this fence is going in is going to take us eventually to that track, cutting off the corner. If the phone's wrong, we should still be on the original path. So I'm looking for landmarks and I'm looking for changes in the landscape. But according to that, it puts the other fence way over there, and there's no sign of it whatsoever. So we're going to investigate this little path, figure out what goes on, but I'm not worried at all. We've got the navigation. I don't think the phone's wrong. I think this fence hasn't made it to the map. So let's see what happens, and I'll come back to you when I've got some more information. Oh, as expected, here's our track. And it quite literally is a track. So, sorry, I'm eating a Bailey Jean. No idea that. Like in this area, beware. If I'd only had map and compass, that would have thrown me completely. That's a feature that's just not on the map. So I'm going to head down this way, looking forward to that track now. Hopefully bash out some miles and get off the fell. Maybe a bit better weather when we're out of the cloud. Bailey Jean. That's my mum's fault, that, by the way. I blame you, mum. She'd turn words around like hodgehog and hypodermic needle. She'd call it a hypodermic needle. Even now I have to really concentrate before saying it. Scarred for life. Belly Jean. Jelly bean. Right, okay, let's go. That's quite funny. The edge of the cloud is just where we are. And it's like looking through a window. There's sunshine over there. Warmth. Yeah, that's quite cool. So now the elevation is dropping off. We're under the cloud line now. So we're starting to see daylight on the other side. We start dropping off a bit more. Hopefully, be a bit better. Let's see these sheep down here. Oh, they're stood on this little circle. There's a valley down below there, it's quite cool. There's water, a river or whatever, just powering its way down off the fell. Brook, stream, river, whatever. You know I failed geography. But yeah, this track carries us quite a fair way, but then we'll pick up another permissible path. This track carries on around a lower fell back the way we came. We don't want that. We want to carry on, get off the fell completely and get onto the main road back to the car. Must be waiting for feeding. Oh wow, it's opening up now. Back on the permissible track now. It's going to take us all the way off the fell. So already weather's improving and we're out of the clouds. Just starting to lose all the elevation. A bit steep, knees are taking that pummeling, but yeah, I can see all the way now. So yeah, what a good trek. Thoroughly enjoyed that part up there. It's a shame it was so good coming up from the western side, Marjorie's Hill, and then Cabin Flat, that's what it was called, to then go towards Stone relatively easily and then have to wrestle with all that bog. It's a shame we couldn't get those other peaks, but, well, not peaks but fells. Not to worry, it was another day. But I can see, yeah, weather report overcast. You're not on top of the fell. Just worked out alright. Alright, pal. Yeah, the sheepies. Yeah. Still would like somewhere to have a brew though. It's still quite cold. Got my brew and my wrap. I'll have something to eat. And then I'm imagining myself going home, getting some snacks on the way home. Nice tea. Something nice, something good. Sit down and bash out the rest of Death Stranding. Finish it tonight, hopefully. I might have to take a look at Reacher on Amazon Prime. I read a few of the books, quite enjoyed them. Nothing intellectually challenging, but oh, marker. Yeah, I'd like to have a look at them. That might be on tonight's agenda. I see those quite a bit, I'm not quite sure what they are. I don't know if the 1878 is the actual year that it was laid, or whether it was just some reference number, I don't know. So yeah, that's my plan for tonight. I've said this before, it's great to get excited to go hiking, and when I'm hiking, it's great to get excited for going home, getting wrapped up warm, some treats, some rewards for the trip, and yeah. Life is good. What a blessing to have this downtime. So it's been a bit of a long, intense week simply because I had the isolation. If you saw last week's video, have I seen you since? That's a good question. I think there were a couple of smaller videos that I did. Now, let me stop and think. Yeah, I did 2 smaller videos which were archive footage, which I really didn't want to lose, which were camping with Louis and some wild camping in Longridge Fell. And again, it's not something I do anymore. I don't agree with wild camping, I'm repeating myself, you know the script. But I didn't want to lose the footage. There's some memories there, and we had some good times. So enjoy them or don't. It's up to you. So yeah, I was my wife tested positive for COVID, so I was forced to isolate last weekend. Got my 10 days isolation in. I'm very grateful to God because I didn't get out of COVID myself. I was able to get straight back to work, and so went back on Tuesday, and it's been a bit manic trying to catch up and get the work done. So it's been great to come out here today. I was really excited to come out, and it's paid off. Such a good trail, and good to be doing a 12-miler as well. I know we lost maybe 2 miles, but great to be starting to look at doing the longer trips now. Planned for the Ribble Way, got it in 4 days, sorted the accommodation out, we are good to go, and I've sorted out the Wire Way as well, which we will be doing as soon as it gets to spring, I think. I want to enjoy the coastline of the Wire Way with some decent weather. So there you go, up to date guys. Thanks for listening, because I'm just trying to keep my mind occupied on this long trudge down the track. Time for a belly jean. Look at that for an odd build. Old style sheep pens. All dry stone walling. So I began to think to myself, this looks familiar. I just quickly checked the map, and of course I remember when I was plotting it that we're going to join, or at least intersect, with the Wire Way, which is the 3rd day. So it's a loop at the end from Abbeystead to the start of the River Wire. I want to say Weir, it's not, it's Wire, the River Wire. So I've been down here before because I did the Wire Way as 4 individual day hikes. I do want to do it as a through hike, I've said before. So this bit, and it does ring a bell, so that'll be why. Yeah, I'm excited to do that one. Day 1, I've plotted that I'll stop at, well, you stop at the some belly jeans. So on day 1 you set off from Shard Bridge, so there's a pub there where I'll park the car, do the 18-mile loop, which is part of the trail, and then end at the pub and stop there for a night because it has accommodation. Then from there I'll walk all the way to Garstang, near to where I work, and do part of the Scorton loop on that, and then go through Scorton to the campsite at Wireside Fishery, and then from there all the way to Abbeystead and do the loop that we're on now, this little bit, and hopefully get somebody to come pick me up, take me back from my car. Apart from that, I don't know quite how I'd get my car. So yeah, really excited to do that one, but I want the weather to be right so I can enjoy it and do a good video. Yeah, familiar turf. So from here we're going to follow the main road from Tarnbrook, and it's just a hop, skip and a jump back to the car at Lower Lee, where I parked outside the Methodist church. So cool beans. The sheep's garden is Salt Lick, or whatever he stood on. I don't want it, it's okay. So we're now on the Wire Way. So I could take this to Abbeystead if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick to the road, go back to that car. Looks like I'm not getting my extra brew in. I'll have to have it in the car while I talk to you guys and debrief. So that's the Tarnbrook wire, and it's just been snaking all the way around. It follows the road in the direction we're going. Weird. Look how the weather's changed. Still overcast, but the sun keeps popping out. But over on the fells, just angry clouds. Oh yeah. Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed today. Thoroughly enjoyed it. That was a good trek. Well, the only tiny little bit right in the middle was trying to get to High Stephen's Head and wading through them bogs. Kind of did kill my morale, but as soon as we got back on the trail and made that decision to abandon the idea, I was happy again. But yeah, still baffled by that, you know, the fence that appeared out of nowhere. Very strange. Not like the Ordnance Survey to miss that one. So we're going to hammer out a few road miles and get back to the car. I'm going to make my brew in the car. Definitely going to do that. Just need something to warm me up from the inside and all them cold bones. But wow, what a start to 2022, eh? I see the channel's been getting some more subscribers, so welcome guys. I know a lot of you are coming from the gear review side, because the gear review videos seem to do really well, but thanks for joining me anyway. We're off to a good start, and I'm looking forward to spring, getting some Scotchio sunshine, really hammering some of these trails. So this thing really been a game changer. Get right in there, get stuff out. So it just gives me the option to have some snacks to hand, combined with the water. It means I don't have to stop, take the pack off. And the dump bag does exactly what it says. I can just dump stuff in there while I'm doing other things. All you do is cinch the top up and it just closes. It's great, really handy. So that's definitely an addition now. That'll stay on the belt. Obviously I moved my, if you remember, the camera pouch to that side, so I can get to the batteries quicker. Yeah, means less time stopping and faffery, less faffery. And I can get to stuff quicker. Really good. There we go. A little bit of uphill. There's the church. And the car. Ah. Well, here we are, back in the car. Here we are, back in the car. Brew. Where's my cup? Just a weird quad biker. Pull up. I don't know what he was doing. Kept staring me out. Whatever. Well, that's it guys. We are off the trail. We are back in Lower Lee, outside the church. Oh. That's all my loose change. It's not going to stay there. And I'm going to have this brew and I'm going to have this wrap. I've earned it. I didn't see a park bench. I'm happy. Get rid of the rubbish. So that was a good trek. I'd say about 10 miles or maybe even slightly less. And some arduous terrain. That first bit, I said before, first bit was really good. But just that little bit in the middle. Shame we couldn't have got the High Stevens. Does mean we are coming back. I mean, we've got all the trails in the Bowland Fells to sorted. Other trails to be on with, but that would have been one less. But anyway, such is the way things are, and I'm going to enjoy this. A weird thing for coffee. So I don't know what's next. Wolf Crag, perhaps. That's on the list. Still a bit too soon to be doing multi-days. I mean, I'm going to wait till next month. I would prefer some decent weather. Oh, the Wireway, don't know, it's calling me, calling out to me. Especially after just spending a few minutes on it today. Reminding me. So the gear worked out really well. I did, like I said, the dump dump pouch. You can get off Amazon. They say it's usually used by airsoft or the military to quickly dump a magazine in rather than faff putting it back in a pouch, but it does really well for just having some snacks to hand. You can get a little Ziploc bag and fill it with whatever, trail mix, whatever you do, put it in there. I put my penknife in there and a few chocky bars. Had them available. Battery packs are nearby. What more can you ask for? So yeah, really happy with the gear at the minute, and it all seems to be coming together. Pack's doing well. Happy to have the big pack now, and well, a good start to the year. I'm going to use this to stir. So anyway, guys, I'm going to have this. You don't want to watch me do this. Pretty sure you've had enough. So I'm going to have this. Then I'm going to set off home. I'm going to do like I said. Treat myself. Finish this game that I've been playing. With my knife all manky now. And I guess that means I will see you next time back on the trail. Nah, you know you wanted to see this. Ham, cucumber, I forgot the cheese. Sriracha sauce. Sriracha.